Good evening, good people. Welcome to another 203K Tuesday. I'm your host, Aaron, the house person, and this is the place you come to find out everything you don't know about the 203K loan and learn how you can use that loan to help create, build, and sustain generational wealth. So, tonight we're going to talk about 203Ks, but um, because again, 203K is a loan product under FHA, which allows you to both purchase and renovate within the same loan. It's not strictly for people who are looking to buy a home. That is the misconception, probably because that is probably how it's used the most. However, if you are a current homeowner, listen up. If you are a current homeowner, you too can take advantage of the 203K loan if it makes sense to do so. It doesn't make sense in all cases, but in a lot of cases, it does. If you're in a home that is, in need of a little bit of love and attention, right? And you don't necessarily have the money in your pocket, but you do have the equity in your home or the would be equity in your home if it was up to today's standards. That's an opportunity for you to tap into that equity or would be equity, use it to renovate your home and create the space that you want, right? A part of the 203K Done Your Way program, and I am the director of that program, but a part of that program is the Renovate to Live program. And that's when folks who have a home that they absolutely love, but feel they could love it a little more, right? They want to stay in their home, but just need to do a few things to it. That's where we'll walk you through that process of renovating. Well, we'll do a consultation first because, again, it may not make sense for you, but we'll walk you through the process of renovating your home from start to finish and helping you to create that semi-custom designed home that you've dreamed of, right? The kitchen that you've always wanted in your house and didn't have for X amount of years. Well, you can get that now. That bedroom on the main level because you're tired of walking up and down the stairs. You can get that, right? That finished basement that you said you're going to do 6, 7 years ago. You can get that. So not just for buyers, also for current homeowners as well. So just remember that and tell a friend and tell a friend to tell a friend. But tonight, I want to talk about inventory. The inventory, meaning the housing inventory, the amount of houses on the market, has been heartbreaking. If you are someone who's been looking for a home, or if you know someone who's been looking for a home, they probably told you, depending on their price range, because it does vary, um, the first time home buyer price range in the DC metro area, um, it can range from like the 275 to like the 425, somewhere in that range. So if you're someone in that range or know someone who's shopping in that range, they can probably tell you they have been hurting. They have been, you know, kind of getting punished looking for a house. It's been a lot of competition. You have people who are waiving all types of contingencies, which are in place to protect you as you go through the purchasing process. You had all types of people who just saying, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. I waive this, I waive that. You have people paying for their home inspection, what's called a pre-inspection. So they're paying for the home inspection before even submitting an offer in order to submit their offer non-contingent upon a home inspection. I don't necessarily recommend that, but it's absolutely that person's decision. And there are a ton of people who are actually out here doing that right now, right now, right? So we're going to talk inventory, and we're going to go to a few places where you can potentially find some inventory. Now, keep in mind, some of these third, fourth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th party sites that you may subscribe to, and they got their special list and all that stuff. Save your money. Like there's just save your money. Okay. Now don't get me wrong, there are some places that are out here where you can get exclusive listings, right? But typically the people who get that list are like hedge funds, and they're getting them directly from the asset manager, who is the person at a bank who handles the bank's assets, who handle the houses that are on the books for the banks, the REOs, the bank-owned properties, right? They typically don't make that list available for average Joe. A lot of these third party, fourth party, eighth, ninth, 10th party sites, the list you get, you start looking it up and you're like, that house sold 3 years ago. Why is this what? I mean, what? Yeah. Why is this an option, right? Why is this on the list? I don't know. I don't know at all. But that's how they roll, right? And just save your money. So I'm gonna give you a couple sites to go to. Let me share my screen here. All right. Let's go open up a fresh one. They don't want me to open a fresh one. Okay. Sorry. So, sorry. Checking the results over there. So one of the things, the number one site I tell people to go to, especially if you're looking to do something out of town, right? You're looking to relocate to another place, is realtor.com. Realtor.com is pretty much pulling the information from all of the MLSs across the country. So I started looking down in Durham, North Carolina, just to see what's down there. I spent a little time down there in my life, Eagle Pride, NCCU Eagles. Shout out to Ryan Smith and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for getting that Super Bowl. He's first Eagle and a Prince George's County native, but the first Eagle to get one of those rings. So, you know, I did it wrong. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm an alumnus, so don't judge me. Not an alumni. I didn't make it out. I made it in there, but I didn't make it out. But I digress. But yeah, Realtor.com is a real good place to look for property, especially like I said, if you're looking out of town. That'll give you some advance notice as to what areas are going for, or what houses are going for in certain areas. So let's see here. We want existing homes, that's for sure. Let me go on a more field to see if we can find some multi-units. Because remember, with the 2 or 3K loan, FHA loan in general, but again, the 2 or 3K loan is what I like to say the best loan product out there, because you can buy a home in need of repair. With just the FHA loan, without the 2 or 3K aspect, you absolutely cannot buy a home in need of repair. It can need updating, but everything has to be working. Can't be any health or safety hazards, anything like that. Let's go property type. Here we go. Multi-family. See if we can find down there. All right. So here go a duplex for 160. That's a multi-family, but that looked like one of them situations where it's just a lot of doors in one house, but it's still one house. So we're gonna skip that one. Another duplex right here. So contingent, that means they have accepted an offer and they're going through that process of getting that thing sold. It used to be a lot of available property down here, but just like anywhere else, 1 million in Durham. Somebody lying. That ain't true. I don't believe it. Nope, not for that house. I gotta click. Hold on. Let me click on here real quick because I don't believe that. That has to be a typo. That has to be a typo. You are okay. So that's the other. Okay. All right. Now it makes sense. I'm like, make it make sense. Okay, so that makes sense. So it's 7 units in this package, not just
One, because I'm like, there's no way that is $1 million. I know Durham has appreciated, but I refuse to believe that it appreciated that much. So 7 unit package. So again, like things like this, you can find multiple packages out of state. So if you are looking, so let me talk about a house hack. A house hack is there's a couple of different ways you can do it, but one of the ways you can do it is just by fully using and maximizing the fact that with an FHA loan, you can buy up to a 4 unit property. Um, there's a great guy out there called MG the Mortgage Guy, Matthew Garland, another Eagle Pride. Since we don't Eagles, another Eagle out there, and he came up with and shared his 4-3-2-1 method. And just to paraphrase, he says you go buy your 4 unit, right? You live in one. After 12 months, because with the FHA product, you have to stay in the property, or you have to legally be in the property, owner occupied, right, for 12 months. So 12 months and 1 day, you say, you know what, I'm out. Let me go ahead and start the process of buying the next property, buy your 3 unit. Now, the property should be getting a little bigger, but on paper, as far as the bank is concerned, you're actually moving up the ladder versus going down. You're actually moving up. So you went from 4 to 3, right? Staying there for 12 months, right? 12 months in a day. Now you go to that 2 unit. But keep in mind, you got your 4, you got your 3. Those are fully rented. So that's 7 units you have right there that is putting money in your pocket every day. Yeah, he said every day, right? Now you're in your duplex. You rent out one side, like something like this right here. This one right here, duplex, 159. So you rent out one side and you live in the other side. Now keep in mind let me backtrack. So in the 4 unit, you're living in 1 unit. Your tenants, are paying your mortgage. So you're really living mortgage free, rent free. I like to pause and let that sink in for people because you know what I mean, like that's a serious situation. Mortgage free, rent free. So now the money that you would be spending on your mortgage or rent, you can use that to invest in something else. You can use that to save for this, save for that, whatever. Your decision. If you want to just take trips all year long, what you say. That's your business, Tabitha. That's your business. But yeah, so you got the 4 unit, 3 unit, 3 units are rented. You living in one. At least 2 of those units will probably cover the entire mortgage, and then that 3rd unit is putting money in your pocket. Now, keep in mind, even though you are in the 4th unit, if you were living somewhere else, that money that you were paying somewhere else, you are no longer paying. So, although you're not getting cash flow per se from somebody else being in that unit because you're in there, you're not spending money that you would have been spending. So that's in a sense still cash flow because that's money that's coming or not leaving your pocket, right? It's staying right there. So now you got your 12 months in a year, go to your 3 unit. Now you got 4 units down here making money, fully rented. You got your 3 unit, you in one, somebody's in, people in the other two. Those two, again, should be covering the entire mortgage. So you are still living rent free. But guess what? Even if you wasn't, you got 4 units already under your belt that's paying you money every month. So you got 6 units, you living in one. So 6 units, 6 doors, not units, excuse me. You got a 1 4 unit, you got 1 3 unit or triplex. You got a total of 6 doors or total of 7 doors, but you're living in one of those doors, right? So 6 doors producing money for you, and you're in one of them. I don't want to do that. Close that out of here. So now you go from 4-3, then you go to your 2, your duplex. Again, living in one side, somebody else is living in the other side, paying the mortgage, hopefully, anyway. That could be, depending on the situation, it may not cover the entire mortgage. But guess what? Your 4 unit and your 3 unit is going to pay any difference to cover the mortgage. So you still not coming out of your pocket. From there, 4-3-2, then 1. You buy your dream house, the home you've always wanted. And when you get to that point, you got a 4 unit, you got a 3 unit, you got a 2 unit. Do the math. You got 9 doors. 9 doors sending you money every month, depending on who you put in there. Because, I'm not picking your tenants. You got to pick them. But depending on who you put in there, you got 9 doors sending you money every month. And now those 9 doors are paying for your dream home. So you're still living rent-free, mortgage-free. 4321. MG the mortgage guy gets all the credit for that one. That is his thing. He actually shared that on Earn Your Leisure. If you haven't heard of either one of those situations, if you haven't heard of MG the mortgage guy, go look him up. If you haven't heard of Earn Your Leisure, go look them up. Trust me and believe me, you won't be sorry. All right. But yeah, so Durham, North Carolina, spent a little time down there. 500. So 2 bedroom, 2 bath. That might be 1 and 1. So let's look at this one real quick. Very important when you're looking at the sites, you always read the remarks, always read the comments. Entry-level investment property, just minutes from downtown Durham. Bring your hammer and your nails. There is work to be done. Being sold as is, seller will make no repairs. So they're telling you right there in the description, you're not getting a regular mortgage for this house. You're going to have to get you a house, or excuse me, a mortgage or financing that is some type of construction financing. So we got 2 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms. I'm thinking this is a 1 and 1. Okay, there you go. So 2 units. Bedroom unit. Yep. So this is a 1 and 1. So I'm not necessarily that excited about 1 bedroom units. Personally, you can get that if you want, but I think it's better to have at least 2 bedrooms because now you can appeal to more people. A one bedroom house, 1 bedroom unit, you're not going to appeal to as many people. You're talking about maybe a single bachelor, maybe a single person, but someone who has 1 child, maybe even 2, it's going to be a little cramped. So typically you want more bedrooms, in my opinion. But again, that's your business. So this one's saying, no, that's a regular house, even though it's on a multifamily, unless they got a side door. You just never know. So here we go, 169. That joint look a little shaky. You need a heavy up. See these right here? Those your outdoor meters. Normally if you see a meter can like that small, that tells you that it's not going to be a lot of voltage going in there, probably 100. Most cans now, are kind of a lot bigger. That's how you know it's had what's called a heavy up, meaning they're upgrading the electrical panel on the interior, upgrading the box on the outside, upgrading the line feeding into the house so you can actually upgrade the amps coming into the home. So typically from like 100 to 200. Sometimes they might go to 150, but 200 is kind of standard. So that one's contingent. Okay. But let's again just real quick look at the remarks. Areas subject to inundation by 1% annual flood events determined by detailed methods. Base flood elevations. Areas shown, mandatory flood insurance required. So situation like that, again, they're being transparent. They're telling you, hey, it floods here. You're going to need flood insurance, which is not necessarily a big deal. It's just another expense, something that you got to calculate. So this actually may be a way for you to negotiate. Like, look, man, this house flood. I'm going to have to get more insurance. I'll pay you this. I like Realtor.com because they give you these breakdowns. You don't have to go find another mortgage calculator, things of that nature. So for this particular home, 169.9, basically 170, 2 bedroom, 2 bath. It's telling you you're going to be paying $824 per month if you put down 20%. But let's go 203K because, we're going FHA. We're not putting down 20%. We're only putting down 3.5%. That's the other part of the house hack. The fact that you're buying multiple units with minimum down. But if you're buying an investment property, expect to pay 20%. So mathematically speaking, does it make sense to put 20% down on a 4 unit if you can put 3.5% down on the 4 unit? I'm pretty sure you can find another way to spend or invest that 16.5%. You can use that in the property at a later time. You can use that to get another property. So now we went from a whopping, whatever that was, 30-something thousand down to basically 6,000. You got to pay closing costs as well. So, but that's your definite down payment. I'm going to bump the interest rate up a little bit as well. I'm going to go ahead and put a nice whopping 5 on there. So your mortgage payment went from under 1,000 to 1,255. And the thing with that is you got to ask yourself, okay, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, Hyde Park Avenue. All right, so we're going to cut and paste that. We're going to go to a site called Rentometer or Rentometer, depends on how you want, potato. Rentometer. You put in the address, not unit 2 though. Durham, North Carolina. You tell them how many bedrooms you got. I got 2 bedrooms. I got 1 bath. And they tell you how much the average rent is. So, in this particular case, if you want to go with the low number to be conservative, it's saying $800. So $800 for this 2-bedroom, 1 bath. And based off of these calculations, they saying that your mortgage is going to be basically, let's just round up, $1,300. So if you're living in one side and you got it rented on the other side, in this particular situation, you coming out of your pocket with $500. Is that a bad thing? Yeah. I don't know where else you can live for $500. If you do, you let me know. I probably won't come visit you because of my. That's probably not gonna be a. Yeah, I digress. Let's see what we got here. All right, so Realtor.com, like I said, good place to go for out of state stuff. Local as well. So again, let's see what's going on in good old Maryland state. So we got 249 options on Realtor.com in good old Maryland. You see them prices jump all the way up, real quick too. Hold up. Okay, what we got right here? 400. How many mailboxes y'all see? I see 4 mailboxes. All right, so that's 100,000 a door. Hot 4-unit updated and upgraded house zone for apartments featuring spacious rooms, open layout, gleaming floors, modern bathroom, large/updated kitchen. Amazing opportunity for the savvy investor. 3 to 4 units are tenant occupied. 3 or 4 units, are tenant occupied and remodeled. Must see. So this right here could be a perfect situation for the 203K because it has a vacant unit and 3 of the other units are already occupied. Now, in this market, because of COVID, you want to verify that rent is actually being paid. They can be occupied, but are you occupied and receiving money? That's kind of important. The other good news is if you have those leases in place, when you go to get financed, the lender, they're a little skittish right now during COVID, but typically the lender would count up to 70% of the rental income towards your mortgage. Now what we're seeing is they like to see that you have a few months in reserve, meaning a few months of mortgage payments in the bank in case you're not getting any rents. So it depends on the lender, but because of COVID, they're a little skittish right now because people still aren't paying, for various reasons, and some of them are very understandable. Job loss is extremely understandable. So, but you just got to keep that in mind. Right now, the lenders are real skittish on just dishing out that money. So let's see if we get some more information. I don't really need property history. So again, if you were to buy this as an investment property, 20% down on this, $80,000. Your mortgage payment would be $1,895. But let's look at it from the 203K perspective. Even though it says things are in good order, So you may not need a 203K, but keep in mind, in order to use a 203K loan, you only need to spend $5,000. And I'm pretty sure you can walk in any house in America and spend $5,000. All right, so new calculations. That $80,000 just got dropped to $14,000 for the down payment, but your mortgage payment went from a little over $1,800 to $2,500. So what we have to do now, let's grab that address. Let's go on up here to good old Rentometer. And hold on, I didn't see how many bedrooms. Okay, so it didn't give us the bedroom count. Let me look at the pictures and see. Living room, it's probably a 1 bedroom. It's actually pretty open space though. Kitchen does look a little updated. Okay, I see. Whoa. Okay. Okay. I mean, refrigerator's in there, right? Got another door, another egress. 2 bedrooms. Okay, looks like 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. Bathroom actually looks nice. All right. So maybe in this case, you take a look at the windows, see if they're energy efficient. If so, leave it as is. If not, you can easily spend $5,000 on those windows. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's an easy 5,000. Nice little yard in the back. That's cool. Wonder if they got anything in the basement. And it could be a value add. Downstairs could be an area like a laundry room area, and you can put some machines down there to make you some money. Something to think about. So now you just created more value in that property. Or maybe you're creating more storage space down there, but if you want storage, you got to pay a little more in your rent. I don't know, but that's an option. So we got 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, so we don't have to change any of that. And let's see what they say. It says searching. Oh, okay. All right. So let me tell you about the 1% rule. It is said that when you buy property that you're going to rent, the rents that you receive should be at least 1% of the price of the unit. So in this particular house, this particular 4 unit, they're charging $400,000, which makes it $100,000 per unit. 1% of that is $1,000. So this does not meet the 1% rule. If you go on the high side, yes, but in order to really gauge things and put yourself in the best position, it's typically better to look at the lower number, because anything above that is fantastic. So if you work out a deal based off the lower number, you're going to be in pretty good shape, because there's room to grow. All right. So in this particular case, 820 times 3 is $2,460. So that's $820 times 3, because it's 3 units that's occupied. Now, keep in mind, we don't know what the leases are going for. Like the leases right now could be $950, $925, $975. Who knows, right? But since we don't know, we're going to use the low number and err on the side of caution. So it said that based off of these numbers, you're going to be paying $2,500 in your mortgage, and we calculated $2,460 for the low number in your rents. Now on paper, you're lower, right? Your cash flow is negative. But again, it really depends on your situation, how you look at it. If you're staying in a unit and you're moving from a unit where you were paying $1,200, well, now you're technically keeping $1,000 in your pocket. And in 12 months, in a day, you can leave, rent that unit, and go do the 3. Go do the 2 after that. Go do the 1. Get your dream home. Right? Just something to think about. This may not be the best deal, but it's possible. But let me go to a couple more sites real quick, just to give y'all some other sites to look at, because a lot of folks ask about auctions. So, well, even before that, let's go to HUD Home Store. People ask me, hey, what about HUD owned homes? HUD Home Store is you see this HUD Homes? They're going to ask you for, let me click on it real quick, because I believe that's the one that says, hey, we got a list of HUD homes for you, put this in here, and then next thing you know, they trying to charge you something. Yeah, no. HUDHomestore.com is the official. See that? HUD.gov is the official place to find HUD homes. If it's on here, you know it's good to go. So we started in North Carolina. Let's go back down there just to see what's down there. So it's a total of 11 homes in North Carolina right now. All of 11. This status right here lets you know, excuse me, that's not important. The listing period. And if you hover over the question mark, it tells you what these words actually mean. So extended is open for all bidders. Exclusive is only owner occupants, people who want to live in a home, nonprofits, and government agencies. So in that particular case, when you're putting your bid in, you don't have to worry about bidding against investors and losing out to cash investors. And then you'll have, I don't see one on here, but then you'll have what's called lottery. And that's normally, I think, the first 7 days when they put it on the market, and that'll be available for it used to be called the good neighbor next door or the teacher next door. It's called, it's called good officer next door. It's just called the good neighbor next door. So those are the people, your firefighters, your paramedics, police officers, your teachers, where they can buy a HUD home for half price. It's amazing. But it's not that many houses to choose from, as you see. Inventory is short and limited no matter where you go. So in Maryland, we only got 11. So here's one right here that says lottery. Good neighbor next door participants only. So only people who are in that category can bid on this house for the first few days. And then after that, it'll open up to exclusive. So it'll be owner occupied from there, nonprofit and government agencies. And then it opens up to everybody extended. So anyone and their mama can bid on that house at that point. But 11 houses. And I'm going to click on DC just for kicks and giggles, but I expect a goose egg for that, because I haven't seen any HUD on homes in DC in a really long time. I would really be surprised. Yeah, it's like, but real quick. So you see all these? This is the other thing I've been trying to tell folks. Expand your mind. You don't just have to buy in these states. I've been talking about Puerto Rico for a while, and pretty soon I'll have some special guests on here. But you can buy something in Puerto Rico that may be a multi-unit. Look at this, or even that. 89,000, 3-bedroom, 1 bath. Good gosh. Condo. Look at this 5-bedroom. 52,000. I don't know what part of Puerto Rico that is, but I don't see no beach nearby neither. But that's not the point. You can get you a nice vacation home, and the buying process is pretty much the same way because it's an American territory. You can still do a 2 or 3K there. It's a lot of opportunities out here, man. We just gotta again expand our minds. So Puerto Rico, you got the Virgin Islands, you got American Samoa Islands. I hadn't looked at anything over there. Let me just, I'm here. Just see. Nothing. Okay. Virgin Islands, we got anything? Nope. We got Guam. Nothing for Guam. Northern Mariana Islands. Okay, we got Hawaii. Nothing in Hawaii. We got some. I don't think y'all want to go to Alaska, but yeah, HUDHomestore.com, the official place. And the way a HUD home becomes a HUD home, or way a house becomes a HUD home, is when So basically, the government backs the loan. The government tells the bank, "Hey, look, if this person defaults on the loan, meaning to get foreclosed on, we're going to pay you for the house, and we'll take the house." So that's basically how homes or houses become HUD homes. And again, you see it's, all, well, not those 3 states, but pretty much all 50 states and the American territories. Let's see what's in Florida real quick. Maybe you want a beach house. We got 25 listings in Florida. Clay, Pensacola. You want to go to Pensacola? 3 bedroom, 1 bath, 72,000. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Clearwater, Florida. I guess that means they got clear water. West Palm Beach. So again, this is for you folks in local and abroad, but this is for you folks who thinking like, you know what, it's too expensive around here. I'm about to roll out. I'm up out of here. Or for you people who have the luxury of being able to be mobile, right? Maybe your job is online, and you don't have to be attached, or maybe your job is a situation where you can transfer anywhere because they have a division at that location, and you want to stretch your money. You want to go somewhere where the cost of living is a little cheaper. These are the things you can do. And what I say is, if you do that, get you a 4 unit. Get a 4 unit. Like don't get a single. I mean, let me take that back. Get a single if you want a single. However, if you want to maximize the opportunity of that 3.5% down, get a 4 unit. Maximize the full loan. You can get up to 4 units. So why not? For 3.5%? Come on, y'all. All right, so we got a few other auction sites, but I just tell people Google is your friend. So real estate auction sites. Some of the more famous ones, Exxon or Zone, however you say it, however you want to say it, potato. But again, you can see houses all across the country, any price, any bed. Let me get this out the way. You got more filters here. So if you want to do coming soon, property type, residential, commercial, multifamily. So residential, multifamily. Boom. Go back up here, and then let's see what's in Maryland. You got one whole property. Watch out there now. But if we don't put Maryland, just do the filters that we have as far as multifamily. You got a total of 37 possibilities. And then you can just scroll through them and see if any of those make sense for you. Here's the thing. I mean, you got to do your research, right? Don't be married to only doing business in your area. Sometimes you got to go where the opportunity is. And maybe you don't have to physically go there. Well, you should because you need to visit the property. But you don't necessarily have to physically move there, right? You have to stay in the property for 12 months. I think you know what that means. You got to live there for 12 months. Now, what I've learned dealing with the banks and paying the mortgages, as long as you're making your mortgage payment, nobody's driving by to see if you're walking in and out of that house every day. I'm going to leave it at that. But you have to live there for 12 months. Okay. Now you have to substantiate why you're moving or how you're able to move and things of that nature if you trying to go live somewhere else. So it ain't just like, hey, I'm just gonna move and but you're not really gonna move. You're gonna have to verify, or not verify, but you're gonna have to prove that you are at least able to move. And like I said, for people who have those flexible jobs, who can transfer to another division, or another location in the same company, you got opportunities. So that's one of the auction sites, xome.com, one of the ones that people know about. I'm gonna let y'all go in a little bit too, because I'm right. It looks like I'm in overtime, so I ain't trying to hold you, but I want to give you these quick little gems here. We got auction.com. There's another one. Again, you got vacant. So vacant is important. And let me talk about auctions real quick. A lot of times with auctions, you need to have like private money or hard money. You need to have a source of funds outside of the bank because they want to close quick. Um, a lot of times they don't give you the time frame needed for the bank to do what it needs to do. Now with a 203K, you need to put at least 60 days on the contract. It can close faster than that. Sometimes it's as fast as 30 days, which is like the standard normal contract to close period from when you get under contract to when you actually close. You sign all the documentation, and the home is yours, right? That can happen, but that's not typical. But it can happen with the auctions. They want their money right now. So you're not going to really see too many auctions that you can do a 203K on, unless it says financeable or, finance okay, that type of thing. Um, they kind of want you to close as quickly as possible. And sometimes it's hard to compete on those levels as well, because those cash buyers are paying more, or sometimes they're paying less, but it's because it's cash and they can close quick. It's hard to compete with that. Depending on what the bank is going through, they may want their money right now versus, waiting 60 days to get it. And as far as like REO, a bank owned property, the way that happens is the same way, except for it wasn't backed by the government. So now the bank takes the property back. They put it on the foreclosure sale. If it doesn't sell for the amount that they want, then they take it back into their inventory. It's called REO, real estate owned. That's a little shabby looking joint. So that's the other thing with auctions. You got to look at the remarks. Occupied. Do not disturb occupants. Trespassing is a criminal offense. Sometimes these houses are going to have people in them. And if you were to purchase these houses with people in them, it is up to you as the new owner slash the default landlord to evict said people. And as we know right now, that's not something that's really happening. Some evictions, depending on which jurisdictions you are in, which states, things of that nature, are happening. But in some other places, all stop, not happening. All right, so we got auction.com, we got xzone.com, and then the third one is Hubzu. Another good bank-owned site to find those foreclosed properties. And sometimes they will have houses that aren't, like, you got traditional sales. So some people actually list their homes on auction sites now in order to not pay a realtor. So you got some traditional sales. Short sale is when the person is asking the bank that they pay their mortgage to sell their home for less than what they owe. Typically, the way that works is the buyer and seller, they, agree to a sales price like normal. But then from there, that package gets sent to the bank, and the bank has to say, okay, I agree with this sales price. Or they'll say, nah, we want more than this. This is not going to work. If you pay this amount, we'll go ahead and sign off, right? But a short sale, again, is when the seller is asking the bank to sell for less than what they owe. Of course, bank owned, that means the bank owns it. Sometimes that will have people in it, sometimes it won't. And we talked about foreclosure homes. So these are probably the ones that are going through foreclosure. In most cases, they will have people still in there. Iowa. Anybody want to go to Iowa? Mm-hmm. All right. So that's pretty much it, y'all. I mean, I just want to give you some options. And just really lets you see that it's not an abundance of inventory out there right now. It's really, really tough. Really, really tough. But here's what I'll tell you. If you're on the fence and thinking about buying, it's probably important for you to get started now. And here's why. I just heard that um, President Biden is thinking about making like a grant or something like that for people who are trying to buy homes. So like a $15,000 grant or something to that nature. I got to get the details. I can't remember exactly what it is. But if something like that were to happen, that means you're going to have more buyers out here trying to buy houses, but the inventory hasn't changed. Now, maybe some more sellers will come around because typically, wintertime, that's when it's normally the slower selling season, less inventory. But springtime, summertime, that's when more people say, okay, I'll go ahead and sell now, because typically that's when school is shut down and most people are making their moves, right? It's less disturbance doing it during the spring, summer, late spring, summertime, right? Maybe even early fall. But inventory has been tight, especially in the DC metro area, for at least 5 years. At least 5 years. Like real tight. And then it got even tighter because of COVID, because people are like, I don't want to buy my house. And I'm just not, I'm not moving right now. But here are some places, like I said, you just Google real estate auction sites if you're looking for auctions. But realtor.com if you're looking local or looking abroad, or not abroad, but across the country, definitely a good place to look. HUDhomes.com, HUD Home Store, excuse me, not HUDhomes.com. Take that back. HUDhomestore.com is the official site for HUD Homes. Again, not too many of them on there. That's probably going to be the smallest pool that you can, swim in. But they're there. And then we had the 3 auction sites we talked about: Exome. We talked about went through Hubzu, and then we went through also auction.com. So just be open-minded when you're doing your search. If you are on the fence thinking about buying, get off the fence and jump onto the buy side. Money is extremely cheap. Just put it in perspective. Although houses were less expensive back then, our parents paid double digits with their interest rate. So money is like cheap right now. Now of course your credit score is going to dictate how much percentage they charge you for the money that you borrow. Your debt to income ratio, how much you make compared to how much you owe, is going to dictate how much house you can buy. But for the most part, money is cheap. The Fed said they're not raising the interest rate for a while, so their rate is extremely low. So the banks can lower their rate and still make a profit. So if you're on the fence, man, just jump on the other side. If you have any questions, feel free to call me, whether it be about 203K or whether it be just about shopping for a home in general, but especially about 203K, because that's my thing. But that's all I got for y'all. Want to make sure I got those. Yep. All right, so got those covered. Any questions? Give a call 844-YES-203K. 844-YES-203K. If you want to get started, if you want to get more information, that's the best way to reach me. Be sure to check out the YouTube channel. The past episodes, they will be uploaded there. The YouTube channel is 203K. So if you don't, youtube.com, just Google 203K done your way, and you'll find all the past videos up there. Yeah, man, that's all I got for y'all. So I will see y'all next 203K Tuesday. I'm out. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and ring that bell. Thanks for watching.